Hey everybody, this is Mr. Roach. We're working with the Minesweeper game, and we were having an issue. We're working on placing the bombs on the field, and we were having an issue where we weren't getting enough bombs. I think I've got it kind of figured out. You can see that this is 10 here. I'll run it again. Okay, and we're keeping this square clear, and this is 6, and that's 10 as well. So this is sort of what's going on. And I think the big problem was that in the game panel here, we we kind of screwed up. We had a routine called place bombs, and that was a good idea. And I think we were in trouble here, where we had this was true and this was false, and I think it was sort of not doing what we wanted it to do. And thinking that through, just kind of making a change like that, it sort of really helped out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Also, too, we were talking about the toString, and at the end of class, we had the toString just reporting that it was a bomb. But what we can do is actually change this to be to show you where the squares are and whether they have a bomb. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So this is the kind of the way the game was at the end of class. And what was happening was we go like this. We know there's some bombs here, but the tally of bombs isn't quite right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well, that one actually is okay, I guess. But what was going on too is that these were reporting that there was sort of only like a bomb, and it was sort of unreliable. Let me see if I can run it unreliably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, that wasn't right. Okay, so we're trying to fix that, and we didn't like this either. And we were looking at this thing called a toString, and toStrings are good ways for complicated objects to report out data about themselves just by setting up this toString, which is something that all objects sort of have because it comes with the object class in Java, and we can use that to our advantage. Okay, so right now in our toString at the end of class, we just have this thing called bomb, right? That's where this is coming from. But if we add something about the row and column it's in, that would be really great. What I was looking at was the constructor here. And in the constructor, we actually don't have any information about row and column. So I kind of want to add that to the class, okay? And so this is actually pretty easy to do, and it'll be helpful probably later on too. So it's adding extra. This is going to add information about rows and columns, okay? Okay. So if we do that, then that's great. Then we have this extra information that we can use in our toString, okay? So we can return something when we're caring about this object. We can go like this and say my row and my column. And then also we want to know if there's a bomb, and we actually have that information. And we can say something like B, and we can go. We have this variable called this bomb mine on board, and it'll say whether the B is true or false, something like that. Okay, and now I know the name of the variable. I don't have to do that. Okay, so that adds actually a lot of good information. Okay, to our makes our mine square more valuable. So the only thing we have to do for that to get that to really run is to go to the constructor call from mine square when it's making the board, right? And this is in MS Game Panel. And we have a routine called like make board, I think. Let's make the board, see it? And if I just go like this, see how I'm getting an error right here? because I've added two new things to the constructor, but it's very easily just to go row and column here. Okay, that solves that problem. And then what happens is when I run it, it should give me information about where they are. See, now there's like a bomb. See, there's a bomb at 0, 0. Let me see what else is going on here. So let's go down to 3, 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's right. Okay. 3, 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's catching where the bombs are. Okay, and that's a good thing. Okay. So, but the real problem I think was occurring was in our code for doing the bomb things and things like that. So let's look at that for a second. Try to solve that. So that's problem one sort of solved, or something's going to help us. Okay. And what's going on was we have this routine to place bombs, right? I'm going to kick this out because we're going to just deal with the algorithm. We already kind of know about the algorithm. So we got this, right? I put some error checking in here to figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm going to leave that for a second. It's this thing. It's not okay to place. That's sort of where we're going to get into trouble here, okay? So let me see. So okay not to place does some crazy things. Let's see. Okay, so B row and B column is here, right? Okay, I'm going to say is okay is going to be, let me see. Oh, I changed this to actually is not okay. Okay, so it is not okay. It is not okay, because it kind of makes it easier to understand. Okay, so I don't know yet whether it's not okay, so I'm going to make that false. I made that false, okay? So then what I'm going to do, okay, is if it's the B row is the first one to click, I'm going to say that's a problem. So I'm going to return true on that's a problem, okay? And then I think we get into trouble like right here, okay? Where we need to know actually, it's not so much whether the bomb list has a bomb, it's whether the row and column of this bomb are these, or the row and column here. Okay, so that's really what we need to sort of check. Okay, so we've got this sort of bomb list here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go like this for right now. Okay, like this is we could speed this up in a second, but I'm gonna go Minesweeper. Okay, and I'm going to get one of these bombs, and I'm going to say old bomb equals bomb list dot get I. So I'm just going to pull this one out, okay? And then what I want to do is I want to check the coordinates of this old bomb against these new coordinates, okay? And basically I'm just going to go like this, because somehow like has bomb isn't really working, right? So I'm going to say that if B row equals, and then what I need is I need to be able to get the row. So I'm going to say old bomb okay, if that one's the same, and B column is going to equal old then I'm going to say is not okay is going to equal true. Okay, now we're going to get an error because we don't have these yet. Okay, so what we need to do is put a setter or a getter routine in Minesweeper. So I'm going to go back to Minesweeper real quick. Okay, I'm going to go to the bottom of Minesweeper. Okay. And I'm going to add these things. We already have like things like the toString and stuff like that. So I don't know. I might add them like right here. So I'm going to say public int get row. and that's just going to return my row. And I'm going to say public int get column, and I'm going to say return my column. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so this is added to Minesweeper. Okay, and then what I can do with that then is if I go back to here. Okay, see how this has gone away now. Okay, and so basically, is not okay is false generally. Okay, and then if it's not okay, we find out these two cases where if it's not okay, it's going to be true. Okay, and that kind of cleans this up a little bit. And it also ties it to like the coordinates of these places, so we don't have to like worry about it so much. So and that's kind of it. And then we're going to return either true or false. Okay, so if it's not okay, then if this is true, then this is going to cycle around. Otherwise, it's not. And then hopefully this will solve our problem. Plus, we get to know where the bombs are. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? Okay, so that's good. And so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think it's working now. Okay, so I want to test it a little bit more, but I think that that's pretty good. And one of the things that's cool is that you can see the bomb list sort of growing here too. As you sort of go through things, you can figure out what's going on. Okay, so and we can turn this kind of stuff off afterward. But this is sort of useful to find out what's happening with the bombs. Okay, so for homework, I want you to make these additions and then show me in your code that you're doing it. Show me this part and show me that you're getting like the right number of bombs now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, for that, and actually, what we need is also medium and hard size tested too, and I'm going to do that myself. Okay, so thanks a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow.